What's up, guys? It's Levi. Hey, thank you for tuning in. I really enjoy doing these videos, and I'm glad you take time to watch them. And what we're going to be doing today is called the bending exercise, and I'm really excited to show you this one. It really just helps getting them softened up in the face, gets them softened up in the rib cage, and get them to just come to that pressure and not fight it. So that's what we're going to be working on, and I'm going to be using Bam as our guinea pig. Now, I've been showing Bam here. He's like broke, like he's a finished show horse. Like I show him in the FQHR Foundation Quarter Horse Registry, and so it consists of some pattern classes, like ranch classes, some cutting. We do a little roping and trail stuff like that. So Bam's a stud. He's a 2014 model. And we do offer his breeding, so if you or know somebody that's interested, feel free to holler out, and we'd be glad to help you out. He's a pretty cool laid-back stud. So anyway, I appreciate again for, like I said, tuning in. If you could hit that subscribe button, we sure do appreciate it. You watching them means a lot. Gets other people to where it gets out, where more people can see it if you do that subscribe button. So I'd say let's get right to it. I'll show you that exercise. And I'll be breaking it down, like always, step by step, and the positioning and the why behind it. So let's get to it. Come on, Bam. And you can find Bam on our Facebook page. Come on. And our Facebook page is Beachy Horsemanship, LLC. And you can find us there. You can find his stuff. And you can also look him up. His registered name is T&T Drift. So, all right, we are going to start with one side. In a lot of my videos that you've watched, you notice I don't switch sides if my horse don't know it. Now, Bam knows all the stuff, but I want you to kind of stick with one side. Unless your horse knows it. If your horse knows it, then you can switch sides and work on the stuff. So, the very basic, what we're looking for is I want to be able to tip his nose to the inside, move forward. I want to tip his nose to the inside, just like this, and stay walking, just like that. So, if your horse has never done that, it's actually very hard because you never see a horse doing this stuff out on their own. That's why we use these exercises to really get them to just honor the pressure with you. And it really gets them to where they trust you. You have a partnership with them. It humbles them up. So that's why we use that stuff. And I always kid around with this stuff. You never see a horse tipping his face to the side and walking to the next patch of grass to eat it, because it's not normal. Now, they'll do it here and there, but they don't stay there. So especially when we ask them, their first instinct is to resist, fight, right? So we have to come up with a plan to teach them, like, hey, when you do this, I'm going to leave you alone. Because the horse is always going to have that question, what is in it for me? And what is in it for them is us releasing, thank you. That's what we're looking for. So it's a really cool exercise. You get your horse to honor the bridle pressure, honor your legs. It's really cool stuff. And if you notice, like I said, I break this stuff down. So I'm going to show you with my hands. My inside hand is going to come right next to the pommel right here. Right next to the pommel. And my inside hand is the most important hand. Meaning I'm going to have to be the best with that hand. So I want to get that solid. So I'm going to rest it down on my leg. Hopefully you can see it here. I'm going to rest it down so I have no give here. I want to tip that face, lock it up about that angle right there. And this hand is going to do whatever it needs. It's going to be higher up. We're not going to lock that one up as much. We're going to just have it out in the air. So when I start walking forward and he goes in too much, I'll pull him out. Or if he's going out too much, I can put this over and bring him in or keep him straight. So that's what we're going to be looking for. So get your start down, have your circle attitude. I want you to have a circle attitude, meaning walk in a circle. So we're going to just come around here. We're going to walk in a circle here. And then I'm going to tip his face into the circle, to the inside of the circle, and push him out. I get a step, leave him alone. Go out 2 or 3 steps, do it again. Pick up that face, and remember your positioning of the hands. And then leave him alone. Get a couple steps, and then leave him alone. Tip his face in, push him out, leave him alone. He stepped out of that circle. That's what I'm looking for. Get off of that pressure. Like I said, go out a couple steps, do it again. Tip that face, push him out. Excellent. And remember your legs. Your inside leg is going to close up, your outside leg is going to open. I'm going to show you one more time on that. I want to get it to where you can really see it with the camera. I'm going to tip that face to the inside. He knows what I'm going to do here, and I'm not even asking him. I got my inside hand next to the pommel locked up on my leg. This hand opens up if I need it. If it doesn't need it, just have it more closed. Talking to your outside hand here. Inside leg is going to just more hang on your horse. Your outside leg is going to open. And I'm exaggerating this stuff so you can see it. And what you're looking for is kind of get that plan down in your circle, kind of what it looks like. Get that plan down and then push him out of the circle. Push him out of the circle. Excellent. Then leave him alone. That's your step one. Tip that face in, push him out of the circle, leave him alone. Couple steps, do it again. And you just continue that till they get used to that, where you push them out of the circle. And I'm talking the front and the back. I want to push them out of the circle. Push them out of the circle. Push them out. Not just hips. I want like the whole body out of the circle. Very nice. And then I get back into my circle. Position, make sure everything's correct, push them out of the circle, and then walk out again. We're getting that beginning of the guiding. That's what we're doing. Tip that circle, face in, push them out of the circle. Remember, one step. If you get one step, that's an effort. That's if your horse doesn't know this stuff. You get an effort, leave them alone. Walk out a couple steps, like 3, and do it again. Push them out one step, do it again. And stay on the same side. Don't be switching sides if your horse isn't good at it. When your horse is good at it, it don't matter. You can flip sides because it doesn't matter. They already remember it. Be very mindful how the horse receives it. And it's kind of like when I was growing up, my dad would always use stuff like put yourself in that person's shoes. And when he would do that, it taught me to like really think about how that person is receiving it. And that's kind of what I want from the horses. I really want you to put yourself in their shoes. How would that make you feel? How you approach? Like how fast did you go, or how you asked? Did they receive it as a punishment, or did they receive it as like a I don't know what the heck you're asking me to do? There's a huge difference with that. So our job is to be very clear, and to be unclear is unkind. I always try to remember that too. That's a good saying to remember. To be unclear is unkind. I want you to remember that. And that's for your horses and stuff. Pick it up. And my dad used to say that stuff for us kids too. He always tried to be very clear with us. Very nice. Push them out of the circle. Back out we go. I want you to remember that. Write that down if you have to. To be unclear is unkind. Now, that doesn't mean you have to be tough. It's not what that means. It just means your teaching is clear, it's spot on. So that's all we're talking about with that stuff. Now, you got your step 1. Walk around that circle, push him out. Step 2, I'm going to start trotting into my circle. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to push him out of my circle. You might have to exaggerate your hands, whatever's proper. Remember, inside hand goes next to the pommel, resting on your leg, so you're solid. Get my circle down here, and I'm going to push him out of the circle right here. Push him out. Okay, there we go. Come back around. I'm in step 2 now because I'm trotting. Tip that face in, push my horse's body out of the circle, and then let him come back into the circle. Push him out of the circle. Beautiful. And I hope you can see that in the camera. And remember what the positioning is. Inside hand next to the pommel. Outside hand, open that up. Inside leg quietly on him. If your horse speeds up in this exercise, means you probably have too much leg. So I want you to remember that. And when I'm doing these exercises, don't ever let your horse speed up in them. Because when we start doing that, then they're going to think anytime we exercise is go faster. We definitely don't want that, so really remember that. Do not let them do that. If anything, I want them to slow it and calm a little bit. I want them to slow that stride. Now, we got step 3 down. Step 2, sorry, getting my steps mixed up here. Step 3 is start loping. and we get into that lope, I want the same idea. Pick him up into the lope. Being a little cranky here. Didn't want to step up into that lope. So here we go. We got a nice lope. Always remember, loping is most important before you do the exercise. He's kind of a little sticky here. That's why I'm not asking him to do it yet. Come on there. Keep pushing forward here. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and tip his face to the inside. Tip it in and push him out. Excellent. Pushed him out of that circle. Tip his face in and push him out of that circle. Very nice. And keep pushing. Face in, push him out of that circle. Excellent. So now we got that down. We got walk, trot, and lope. So it's what I call the bending exercise. I want you to remember it because I bend them in and make them trot around here. Naturally, a horse kind of wants to follow their nose. So we're taking their nose away and say, hey, pay attention to my feet, because that's kind of how I'm guiding him now. I'm using my feet to keep him between my legs and reins. So if I take that and push that inside leg and I push him out. If he naturally wants to drift out, I'm going to push him in. So, but most horses, when you do that, their shoulder wants to drop in and they want to trot to the inside. So, like I said, we want to be able to get them to where they just respond off of our legs. So I love this exercise, and there's even another step to this exercise, which I'll show later in the video, is where I'm even going to go farther and where I'm going to go one-handed. Like I said, I'm going to show that later in another video. But for now, that's the first 3 steps of the bending exercise. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm glad you're watching them. And again, if you know somebody that could use some of these exercises, feel free to share it with them. I do appreciate that. And have them watch it. And don't forget to subscribe to it and subscribe to our channel. We sure do appreciate it. Thank you again for watching. Have a good day.